And welcome back to yet another great, exciting, wonderful, whatever words you want to use to describe it, episode of the Movie Hoppers, which is great because those aren't the words I would use to describe K through 12, a movie by Melanie Martinez, I think is her name. It's something with a Z. So I guess I'll just go into my opening thoughts first, just because I have a little bit of a disclaimer. Um, I was at a party on Friday. Well, I guess it was kind of a party, but I was there, and I was talking to somebody, and she was like, "Yeah, I saw that movie yesterday," and I was like, "Oh, okay," and she like recommended it to everybody. She really seemed to like it, so I'm just gonna go right off the bat and say, if you're watching this, because if you saw it like on my story and was like, hey, they reviewed the movie, but no, if you're watching this, just know that I don't have a lot of nice things to say about it. So if you want to leave the video, I recommend you do it right now. So yeah, those are my opening thoughts. How
Yeah.
about how about
Do,
you?
okay, do you know anything about Melanie Martinez?
I know that she's like kind of quirky though. She's like, yeah, she's a quirky
Yeah.
person. That's what I
Yeah,
know.
that's the extent of my knowledge as well. All right. All right. All right. Okay. So this movie was like really like freaking woke, man. All
Oh
right.
man.
Like, whoa. Like,
Oh,
okay.
this
And
is my new alarm
it
clock. I got so woke.
it was just an hour and a half of it was an hour and a half music video.
Pretty much.
It's pretty much what Fall Out Boy did with like that 13 episode type thing like a couple years ago. I forget what album they did it for, but it's like they did like almost the same exact thing, but it was broken up into different episodes. But this was a movie, and it's like, oh, okay. But then the movie, this one, at least like Fall Out Boy had like a plot you could follow.
What's a plot?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Um, but who this movie isn't
Yeah.
it even a movie?
No,
Would we
it's
consider this a movie?
well, I'm gonna tell you at the end of the year when I make my list of the top 5 worst movies, I'm gonna be considering this one a movie. I'll tell you that much. Um, yeah, but it played in theaters, so it's a film, it's a movie.
Mm,
So
I,
eh.
I don't think this is a movie. Like I don't consider this a movie. It's just a really long music video.
Yeah, well, I guess my main problem with it is that there is no plot like at all. I'm not saying that they kind of ignore its plot. I'm not saying that it kind of derails itself. No, there is no plot. Period. There's nothing.
I mean, like, hold on. All right. What I was thinking, like, maybe there's a lore
Uh,
to whatever is going on here that we don't know because we don't listen to her music or like don't follow her. Because I'm just thinking like they start this movie off pretty like yeah, this stuff is going on and like they're doing these things and they're going to the school and these things happen at the school. And so I'm figuring, okay, so there must be something, unless there is absolutely nothing like this. It just popped up because Melanie Martinez was like, yo, it'd be like crazy to do this. And they just did it. Because I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's just so out there and so, like, I don't know how to describe it. It's
well,
just so weird.
yeah. And don't get me wrong, I'll get back to your other point later. I do have stuff to say about that. But I just want to say, don't get me wrong, I love weird stuff. But there has to be some kind of ground. There has to be some kind of reason
Right.
to do it. Maybe some kind of message. And if anything else, you need a plot. And you need a set of rules in your world. There's nothing here. There's absolutely nothing. It's just a bunch of scenes that could have been rearranged in any order because except like the first one, all of them could have been rearranged in any order and it would have been completely fine.
Yeah.
And yeah. And what I wanted to say about the whole lore thing is that I don't think there is lore. Well, I haven't listened to much of her music, but I wane on the side of not thinking there's anything, because this movie, despite it not having a plot, it has a definitive beginning, because it's her like first day of school, because she starts the first grade. So I'm kind of thinking that this is something totally new, totally like made for the movie itself. But I guess I could be wrong, because Melanie Martinez, she herself wrote and direct this movie. I hope she never does that again. But yeah, she she did it, and it's okay. Like, if you want to branch out into movies like musicians, that's fine. Like, the person who made Sorry to Bother You, he branched out. The person who made The Fanatic, he branched out. But
And like, at least Sorry to Bother You was good.
that was a great movie. I love that movie.
That was it's a fantastic movie.
Oh, especially compared to this one. But you see, there's a lot of parallels that can be drawn between those two movies, because they're both crazy, fantastical. They both are woke. But when you see this movie, it's just, you can tell that Melanie Martinez maybe saw one or two movies in her life, and just went to the writer's table and was like, okay, I'm gonna write this in a fucking day. And then she did. And then she dropped, when she was running it over to whoever the producer is, she dropped the script and she rearranged it in some random ass order, and she gave it to the person, and he was like, okay, yeah, whatever, fucking make it. That's what it felt like, which is the problem, because movies aren't supposed to feel like that.
Which is going back to why I don't think it's a movie.
Okay, I think that by definition, it's a movie. By definition.
What is the exact definition of a movie, though? Long.
I guess
a film.
a film.
Is that a movie?
Let me see. Well, this definitely was never printed on film. A story. Well, that's not good. Or event.
Yeah, story.
Or event recorded by a camera as a set of moving images and shown in a theater or television, a motion picture.
Yeah, so it has to be a story.
Or an event, and I do feel like this was an event.
It was multiple events spliced together.
Yes, but I consider it a movie.
I still don't.
But yeah, and do you want to talk about the wokeness of the whole thing? 'Cause just every scene was totally disconnected, and there was no actual like fucking message to it. It was just all so disconnected. You can't even say it was about school or how much school sucks, because it was doing 16 bajillion other fucking things and saying 16 bajillion other. Wait, what?
Was it even like based for school? Like, I think that was just like the setting that it was in. Like, it could have been like cowboys or whatever, but it would still had everything the same.
Well, I think
they're just in a school.
Well, maybe it's because I think the first scene kind of alluded it to being about school, because it talks about being the first day of hell, and there's
right.
like some parts of the movie that are like cliques and how much they don't want to be there. I guess, I mean.
So then, like, coal miners or whatever.
It could have been about.
Do the movie setting in the coal mines. It didn't have to. It didn't have to do anything. It doesn't have to do. It didn't have to do anything. This doesn't have to exist. It didn't have to exist. It could have just been an album release, and that's all she could have done with it, and that would be perfect. That'd be great. Yep. But you had to do this with it, and it's why? Why? It's bad. It's so bad. It's just. Oh, God.
Even like visually, there's like the colors, they're fine, they like pop and shit, But I mean, just the lighting was extremely flat. It didn't look all that great. You could tell
Well,
that.
did you think that it was gonna be super like get get the
Well,
cinema?
well, if anything, I would want that to happen because I mean, again, if you're gonna go for a trippy film, like I like movies like like not Viva Las Vegas, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and shit like that. But that kind of commits to it, and it looks interesting, and the cinematography is interesting, and it, commits to the idea that it is insane, madcap, no story, just completely off the fucking hook. This is too. It has its nose stuck so far up its fucking ass with its wokeness, it can't even commit to the fact that it's just gonna be mindless fun. It's just, so fucking much. And, okay, I think we gotta talk about this acting. Think we're gonna have to do that. So
I don't know if it was like crazy terrible. Like I think it was like really just mediocre.
I don't think it's, I guess, crazy terrible. It's just that everything they said was extremely like fuck, what's the word? Extremely like emotionless. Maybe that was what they were going for, but I don't know. I feel like the audience for this movie is in the title, K-12. If you go to,
So that would be us.
that would be us, but we've seen a lot more movies. We kind of can smell bullshit. And if you don't have a nose for it, you might have a good time. If you might.
Well, it's for Melanie Martinez fans.
Yeah. So like 12-year-olds, I guess.
With that are fake woke and think they have depression.
Yeah. Oh, like, oh my god, the fucking scene where they just walk into the school and they're like, death is just another part of life, and just no context.
Whoa!
They just say like, fucking shut up.
That's edgy.
Oh my god. Fucking A. Oh
Dude,
god.
that's like me in like 6th grade writing fanfic, like, yo, death is just part of life, bro.
Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
And also, in a good musical, the songs should, advance the story or, it contribute to the plot. And I feel like in this one that doesn't happen. So, doesn't mean
it was just kind of like explaining like what happened.
Yeah.
Like instead of more dialogue, it was just a song.
And there was some parts where the music video was the whole scene and the whole, I guess I'll just call it a mini arc because there's no big arc, so it can't contribute to anything. But like the show and tell one, that was the whole thing. That was that whole arc, just that music video, and then that was over and done. And that was that.
To be honest, I kind of skipped through most of the music scenes.
Yeah, well, for me at least, I watched like the first third of it, and then I watched, the second third of it while I was on my phone, and then for the final third I watched it on 2x speed because I was watching it on YouTube.
Oh, I watched it 2x speed, the whole thing.
Oh, you lucky motherfucker. But
I was like, let's get through this.
It wasn't that good.
It wasn't.
Again, you're not missing out on anything.
Is it just me, or did all the music sound the same throughout?
Well, yeah, it's like that. It's poppy normie trash. I mean, that's kind of the least of the film's problem, but that's like Melanie Martinez's kind of genre. So I kind of went in expecting that, and I wasn't I'm not gonna hold it against it because.
But it was a little jarring, just like every single time new music part came up, it was like, oh, same
It's the
the
same
same
song.
song.
Yep, I
The
heard
same
this song.
song.
Yeah,
Didn't
but
I just hear that one? Oh, it has different lyrics? Oh, okay.
uh, ew,
Oh.
mm, not again. This is her first movie, but I'm not giving her any leeway because it's just really bad. And like with the props and stuff, you could tell that she had the resources to make a good movie. She just didn't fucking use them. Good for her. And if she wasn't ready to, she obviously wasn't ready to write a movie. She wasn't ready to write or direct a movie. She should have like had somebody else do it. You know, if she wanted to put something out to advertise her new album, because this is what it is. It's an advertisement. It's nothing more,
But
nothing less.
dude, she wouldn't get her woke messages into the script
Oh
unless
yeah,
or if she didn't write it herself.
dude. I'm gonna just come out and say it. It Part 2 treated the LGBT community with more respect than this movie. Just, just
Yeah,
the scene in the I get whatever
sadly.
fucking no spoiler talk because there was no plot, but just with the part with the transgender teacher, it's just one scene and it's just under the rug. The character never
Yeah.
comes
Why was
back.
that in there? I was so
That made
confused.
no
I'm like,
sense.
what is this doing here?
Yeah,
Why is this scene here?
it's
It
quirky.
just sucks.
She's quirky. She's not like the other girls. That's a problem. We're just not. We're just not. We're just the other girls. You know. We're just too. We're not woke enough. We just don't understand it. We don't understand it. We we don't understand this cinematic masterpiece. We are the problem.
Dude, her third eye is so open,
Oh
it's
yeah,
reversed all the way back around until it's closed again.
yeah. She's insane. What a masterpiece. I bet she doesn't even understand what she was saying half the time. There's just again, like I love this kind of stuff, but there's nothing. There's like no hidden meanings. Everything in this movie is said, like literally not
Yeah,
even beating around the bush. It's
very
said.
surface level.
Yes, very surface level, very shallow, very everything weird in the movie doesn't have any kind of message.
Yep.
That would be perfect if all like the weird things with the people with the bunny head and like them having fucking superpowers, if that had some kind of message and that had some kind of, you know, hidden meaning, that would have been perfect and that would have fit right in with what she was trying to say. But that didn't happen. She just was too lazy and just wrote down everything she wanted to say and just thrown it into the movie, which was a problem. Just
Or maybe she worked so hard on it and was like, yo, this is like a masterpiece. Like, mwah. Like, this is gonna be like Quentin Tarantino's film Once Upon a Time in
yes.
Hollywood.
We can't go to episode without mentioning that fucking movie. We gave it
No,
a
it's hard.
7.5.
Cause like people kept saying like, oh, it's this masterpiece, you know? And then maybe Melanie's like got inspired and was like, yo, I'm gonna write my movie. Mine's gonna be a masterpiece.
Yeah, it feels like it was written and directed in the amount of time it was since Once Upon a Time in Hollywood released in July.
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
I really don't think that she thought this was good, though. I don't think.
No, she did.
You think she did?
I think she does. Yeah, I definitely think she thinks this is a great thing.
I think she just wanted her hands.
Why else? Why else would she promote it? You know, why else would she have it?
I think
Why would she put it in theaters? Why would she put it not in theaters and on her YouTube channel? Why would she why?
Well,
If she doesn't like it.
first off, she's playing to an audience that's going to be highly receptive to easy messages and easy themes because they're at a point in their lives where that's like all they can kind of consciously, you know, I guess process. You know, nothing against 12-year-olds, they're just, you know, not developed in the brain as much. But she's kind of playing to that, and I guess the motive is, you know, she just wants her hands in those 12-year-old pockets, fish out those wallets, get that fucking money. And obviously it worked. Because...
Well, there's no ads on this video, so...
Yeah. It advertises her new fucking album, and it's playing in theaters again. Make sure you go see it on Wednesday the 25th. Let's see here. Yeah, seats are already taken. They're filling up.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you know what pan and scan is?
A what?
Pan and scan, like the way the movies, like the way movies are shot when it's like a rectangle.
Yeah.
I feel like she shot the movie that way, just because to make it look more like a movie, because that's the only thing that made it look like a movie at all. Like, again, she did like, yeah, the colors were bright, but it's fucking real easy to ask for bright colors. She did nothing with lighting or contrast or anything, or nothing with cinematography. It just all looked the same.
You know, just like one massive pastel, blurry thing.
Yeah. I guess,
Like,
I don't know. Do we even talk about the ending? Because it's fucking... She blows a
They
bubble.
blow big spit bubble and then jump off of a building and then kiss a dude and then the door opens and then she looks back and then the credits roll and then what? Okay.
And it's like the guy's like, no, from this height we're gonna die, and she was like, we're gonna have to try, and then they don't die.
It's like Thor in Avengers Infinity War when he has to get Stormbreaker and he's like talking to the dwarf guy and like he's like, yo, you're gonna have to take the full brunt of a star, and he's like, you'll die, and Thor's like, no, only if I die, and it's like, yeah, that's what I mean. That's what dying means. I'm like, whoa.
And then they just don't die.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I love movies that don't ever define the powers that the characters have, so the characters can just do whatever the fuck they want. And in this, and they don't really. I think the whole thing was about how sucky school is because, you know, that appeals to fake woke teenagers that can't get into an R-rated movie, which is why this movie was not rated. Fun factoid: this movie would have gotten an R. But yeah, it appeals to that kind of audience that's like, school sucks, I'm gonna kill myself because of school. And it's like, Melanie Martinez's new movie talks about how school sucks and how they're living in hell, and how from kindergarten to 12th grade you're being indoctrinated by the system. That's what this movie's about. So relatable, love it.
Yo, can we talk about that one scene where like she doesn't have nipples?
Oh, the scene.
Dude, I was so uncomfortable. I skipped right past that. I'm like, the first opening scene where it's like no nipples and a dress. I'm like, huh, and it's okay. We're just gonna skip those minutes.
Yeah.
Next part, and then I don't remember. I didn't see it, so I'm like, whew. I was like, why? Why was that? Why is it in there? Why is it in there?
It was talking about a guy who wanted to. No, it's talking about guys who wanted to eat her strawberry shortcake. That was the fucking. Yeah. It was great. Beautiful. Melanie Martinez, she would do anything for the shot except get naked. That's her motto. But what else do I want to talk about? Oh yeah, also, it was predictable. When there was any sense of a plot, you always knew what was going to happen. So, that's a problem. But, again, it's at least... Also, she goes to first grade, then she goes to second grade, and then they just totally drop the whole her going from grade to grade part. It's just forgotten. And then, like, she goes to first...
So, was anything consistent in this movie?
Look.
Movie, quote-unquote, movie.
And, well, also, when you think about it, the whole plot actually ended halfway through, like, and that goes back to my whole this movie being shuffled around thing. It's that, you know, halfway through they put on like a kind of play, and then everybody becomes woke and everybody becomes hyper aware of their situation. Like, we freed their minds, and then that just doesn't. Then after that scene, it's just never mentioned again, and everybody's back to being like a bigot. Do you remember?
It's kind of just like normal school, I guess. Like, instead of like military academy, it's like public school now. You know.
Oh.
That's what I got. That's what I figured what was happening.
Yeah. I guess I didn't catch up. I didn't pick up on that. That hidden meaning. Damn it. But what else is there to talk about this glorious film?
What is a good? What is one thing you liked about this
Oh fuck! You're really gonna do it to me. One thing I liked was, I don't know. I guess the part where they're like sitting on the ground with tennis rackets and they're playing tennis like with their mind, while like they're writing and studying. I was like, that's kind of funny. Also, this movie does have some so bad it's good qualities, but like not enough for it to be a so bad it's good movie. So, I guess I like those. What did you like about this movie?
I like the costumes.
Costumes, yeah.
They look neat.
Yeah.
And like all the color palette was like fresh.
Yeah. Melanie Martinez, she seems to have a thing with younger people in all of her movies, but I mean not all of her albums, but you know. You do what you gotta do.
Which is a little weird, but you know. We're not gonna talk about that.
No. Yeah. I guess not much else to say about this one because there's no anything. It felt like there's a bunch of music videos clashed together into one big movie.
Yep.
So, anything else you want to say before we get into the number ratings?
She shouldn't make movies.
No, she should not. You know,
or at least get someone to help her make movies.
Yeah.
If she's going to make them.
It's like her first movie, but this is so bad that like you can't even be lenient. This is just trash. This is something she wrote in a day. It's just fucking, it's trash. She shouldn't write a movie. If this is the best, if this is even like an inkling of the best she can do on her first try, this is, even if she hasn't seen a movie before, even all of that considered, this is not good. This is awful.
Yeah. This is the writing of a Wattpad fanfic.
Yes.
14-year-old, not 12-year-old, 14-year-old writing a fanfic.
Yeah.
And it's just, oh god, it just sucks.
It's not shot well. I didn't like the music, that's just me. It wasn't written well, the fucking acting wasn't good. It wasn't weird enough to be weird, or like, it didn't look good enough for it to be weird. It was just
it was like in that uncanny valley of like,
yeah,
just not good.
Also, I guess going back to the costumes, I kind of found the costumes disturbing because they were dressed up as like fucking elementary school kids, and the part with the breasts were just not okay. But you know, whatever you gotta do, you know, fan service.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's your number rating?
1.
I'm right there with you. I'm gonna give this one a 1. I would not even it's on YouTube for free. I wouldn't recommend you watch it.
Yeah, like I can't give it a 0.
Nah.
Because I don't know. There could be something worse than this. You know what I mean?
I feel like there'll be something worse sooner or later. I agree. A 1.
Yeah, but it was not good.
This is either my first or second worst movie I've seen this year. I've seen over 100, so that's saying something. But, yep, don't see it. See something else. But, you know how you said you wanted to see the Goldfinch?
Yeah.
Sitting at a 29% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh
Just
boy.
saying. So now I really want to see it.
Yeah.
We gotta review it. We gotta review it now. But
Hey, you never know. You never know.
yeah,
It could be good. You know. Who knows?
on Rotten Tomatoes there's like a bunch of trailers, and one is with Baby Driver guy looking one way, and the other is with him looking the other way, and it looks like he's having a conversation with himself. It's fucking great. But we will burn that bridge when we get to it.
Yep.
Very soon. But yeah, don't watch this movie. But thank you for watching.
And, like,
Yes.
unless you're a Melanie Martinez fan, like,
Yeah,
go for it.
I guess maybe.
Like, if you like her stuff, then like, yeah, watch it.
But even
if
then,
if you actually care about movies and like good cinematography, then don't watch the movie.
yeah. Well, I guess that goes back to what I was saying. If your age is in the double digits, you're gonna be able to see through this movie real fucking quick. But I mean, if you're a Melanie Martinez fan, just listen to the fucking album. You'll save a good like 40 minutes of your life just by listening to the album. So I wouldn't even recommend this movie to them. But, you know.
Or if you want like a music video to like look at.
Yeah.
You know.
If you cut out like the in between parts.
Yeah, because like throughout the comments in the movie under the thing was like, where it's like they noted where all the songs were. So I'm like, yeah, if you want to just listen to songs.
Yeah, just click to those parts. There we go. Well, I guess we're done here. So thank you guys for watching our podcast, and goodbye.
See ya.